Hello, my dear Leo, and welcome to your September reading here on YouTube. Here with me, Oliver, Wellness Beyond Intuition. I'm so happy that you're here. If this is your first time, then welcome. And if you're back, then welcome back. It's wonderful to have you back. So, Leo, as I just said, this is the reading for September. It is general, as you can imagine. And the golden rule, as we always say, is that check out your moon and rising if you want a full picture of what's going on. I also advise people to check out their Venus sign and the Jupiter sign, or the placement of Venus and Jupiter. And I also usually tell people if there's a word or phrase that resonate with them, then by all means make it your own, and pay attention to it, because that might indicate that I'm speaking just to you, okay? And but let's dive into it. Let's dive into this month reading of September. And it's interesting because I did a little bit of meditation before we got on here, and I say we, with me and the guides, before I got on here, and I saw all these hummingbirds around you. Who doesn't like hummingbirds? This is a pretty fascinating bird, if you ask me. I think they're beautiful, the way they are, right? They're beautiful, just like you are, by the way. And it's an interesting phenomenon with that particular creature, like that bird. I mean, the way it flaps its wings, I don't know if it's just all the sugar water it drinks, like it's totally on a sugar high all the time. And the wings just don't want to stop. But for me, when I look at that particular image for you, is that it's almost like suspended in air, which means that for me, I feel like September is the month for you where you're going to be able to utilize a lot of energy that may have been misplaced in the past, and that energy is going to come up and it's going to be more directed towards what it is that you truly want in life, which I find really fascinating. That tells me that on some level you are aware and you are conscious of what needs to be done next in order to achieve, whether it's career, money, relationships, maybe even there's some health stuff going on that you need to grab hold of, but it'll be apparent what it is that you need to do with all of it. And yes, I do think the hummingbird is a little mad. Oh my freaking God. If you could only see what I'm seeing right now out on my balcony, I'm looking out the window, and guess what? There's a hummingbird. I kid you not. Oh my God. I get totally goosebumps. Oh my God. I'm sitting here on the 9th floor, and for some reason it just came as I talked to you. Wow. Even I get blown away by stuff like that. Holy crap. Okay. So let's continue there, okay? That was just, wow. Anyway, I'm speechless. Wow. Anyway, it's completely magic, okay? So whatever magic means to you, it doesn't have to be Harry Potter magic, whatever they say, in order to do a spell, right? But whatever magic means to you, it can be a prayer, it can be a meditation, it can be anything that for you puts you in a place where the world looks a little more magical than it did before, where it's brighter, and operate from there, okay? Give yourself an opportunity to see life and the world as a more magical place to be. It can be a little hard these days, especially because of what we've gone through over the past couple of years. But if anybody can do it, it's you, okay? So I want to gear it towards the relationships in your life. Because the relationships, they are sometimes a little tricky, and we may, if we've had some pretty disappointing opportunities, I should say, but not that. That's not it. But experiences in the past, it almost like it loses its magic, right? And what I'm sensing here is that you can allow yourself to feel that magic again and operate from that place. When it comes to career, there may have been a dip in your career somehow, and that doesn't matter whether you own your own business, whether you work for somebody, or whatever it is that you do in life. I really feel that, give yourself the opportunity to dive into that from a more magical point of view. You will create from there. You will create exactly what you want from there. If somebody from your past, because I do sense for some of you out there, somebody from the past, they will try to come back into your life because you're shining a completely different light these days. And of course, that's very attractive for just about anybody, And of course, you are very attractive, Leo. And but they want to be part of that energy, and I can understand if it's somebody who has disappointed you before, then you may not see the magic in that. But you may see the magic in the fact that you can be a little bit more assertive, and you can be a little bit more standing your ground, and be more aware of what it is that you want to play with now and what you don't want to play with. And that's okay. That's exactly where you need to be. But let's move into the cards. I am sitting here shuffling the cards as we are talking, and this month I am actually using the Undersea Tarot. They're pretty unique. They were gifted to me by a friend, and they're a little different than other decks simply because of the terminology. So when I say shells, I mean cups. When I say tridents, I mean wands. When I say starfish, I mean pentacles or coins, and swords, they're just swords, So there was no creative outlet there when they were being created. So we're just going to start out with the Emperor. And that is literally you, my dear friend. He's been working out, as you can tell. And this deck, with their loincloths, I keep going. Anyway. He's definitely been working out. He's the trailblazer, right? Which you are as well. You are a trailblazer. I also know that the Emperor is also very much related to the Aries energy, but I really see. But that's the fire in all of it, right? And you are a fire sign, so you can afford to really play around with those energies and be the trailblazer that you are. You get the Fool right next to it. There's definitely an opportunity to be a trailblazer, but in order to do that and start and be creative and do something new, you are being asked to take a little bit of a leap of faith. I would do it if I were you. You're looking at the moon right next to the Fool, and I think perhaps in the past, and it's so funny because you are ruled by the sun, and then you get the moon here, but I think perhaps in the past you may have been making some decisions that may not have turned out the way you wanted them to. But remember, when we see things in the light of the moon, it's beautiful, but we can't see the details. And all that tells me right now, as I'm looking at the moon here for you, is use your intuition and look at the details. It will pay off down the road. It will really pay off down the road. You're being given the Judgment card right next to that the energy. You're being given the Devil. And then we're gonna see what's at the end. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, there's a lot of major arcanas here going on. So it's big what you're going to experience in September, or what's starting in September for you. I really feel that this is an ongoing story that's going to unfold for you. So September will absolutely be the month where you are going to realize what it is that's going on for you, and then you're going to build upon that. But let's go back to the Judgment, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. And again, if somebody has wronged you in the past, you are going to have your day in court, and you're going to win this, because the Wheel of Fortune smiles at you and you're going to move forward. So know that anything that has wronged you in the past, and it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a situation, it can be a bad judgment. Now that we're talking about judgment, but also the Devil, who is always in the details. Isn't that what they say? The devil is in the details. I don't necessarily see the Devil as a bad card. It's a player energy, right? It's a lot about money misplaced and money misused. It's a lot about addiction and sex that's totally out of control, and it's also about being able to do things differently than most people they expect you to do. And they can criticize you for that, but then you just laugh at them and say, listen, hello, this is my life. The Wheel of Fortune's gonna correct a lot of those things for you, because I really feel you on an upswing now, especially with everything else that's going on and with moving you into this magical place with the hummingbirds and everything else that's going on in your life. It's going to move you into a place where you are going to understand that you are very much a creator of your life. And I don't care whether that's money, relationships, career. You are the creator and you are in the driver's seat, okay? And fortune is smiling down on you. And don't forget that. Use that energy to really create what's in your heart. I hope that resonated with you, and if it did, then please like, subscribe, and share this video. There's a lot of description of what's going on here in the description box below. You can find out about my radio show, you can find out about my Instagram account, and there's so much more. And yes, I do one-on-one readings, so if you'd like to speak to me one-on-one, oh my God, that hummingbird is back. Oh, I'm sorry, I digress. And I do personal reading over at one2listen.com. Sorry, I am in hummingbird heaven, so see you in October.